Hello and welcome to a speed run episode.
No time for any introductions. Let's go quickly. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Tissot PRX Glacier Blue.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
I'm wearing the watch that I've been wearing the most, I would say, in the last 2 weeks. Omega Speedmaster Moon watch on my James Bond NATO that I mentioned last time.
Yeah.
All right.
Lovely.
Cool. So we are once again trying to get through like 100 different car brands. The goal today is we will list car brands and we were going to tell you what is, we think, the equivalent watch company going along with it. That's it.
So there could be some controversy, obviously, and there could be some maybe that have a double meaning.
But we're trying to go quickly here. All right.
Exactly. So we are going, and
we'll go alphabetically.
The opposite. We are doing car brand, and then we are saying which watch we think would represent.
We're
that
limited
brand.
by the number of car brands because I think there's more watch brands than car brands. All right, starting off, and some of these cars we'll mention if it's specifically for some market or another. We're only doing companies that's still producing. We might leave off some. Let us know if we do. But anyway, all right, starting with Abarth. What is your opinion about Abarth? What kind of watch would it be?
Abarth is super sporty. It's
small, cheap, sporty.
Yeah, and affordable. Exactly. I wanted to say affordable, not cheap, but
no. I mean, it's cheap in the grand scheme of things, right?
Unimatic.
Who?
Unimatic. Aren't they Italian? Yeah.
Aren't they Italian? They are. That's actually a very, very good one. I was going to say something with a slightly older look to it. What is cheap with an older vibe? Because that's the whole thing about Abarth is they're the Cinquecento and this kind of
and the Scorpion in it, right?
They did make that Mazda MX-5 based one as well. Okay, we'll stick to Unimatic. I like it. Done. Next.
Okay.
Alfa Romeo.
Oh, that's tougher.
Another Italian. I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Panerai. It's for the enthusiast. It's still Italian. And they're fairly out there, right? As they say, you don't buy every true car enthusiast should own an Alfa Romeo once in their life, right?
Yes.
They will break down. It will be a shitty car, but you should still have one. And the same way, every watch enthusiast should have a Panerai at some point.
Yes, and I think they're also like a one hit wonder. No, not one hit wonder, but one trick pony. It's like one trick pony. One design that they all have. The Alfa Romeos. That's really nice. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good point.
All right. Done. We left one, Acura, which is Acura is Honda's luxury division in the US. Thoughts about Acura? I'm gonna go with Seiko Presage line. I'm going to go with the Seiko Presage line. It's not Grand Seiko, but it's kind of underneath. It's nicer than Seiko Presage.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree to that.
Aston Martin.
Ooh, that is Aston Martin. I would say it is as exclusive as Roger Smith.
No.
Too much?
No, these are not. Okay.
Okay, 10 watches a
bring
year.
It down one line. Yeah. Bring it down because Aston Martin is not as exclusive as Roger Smith would be. I would say we're talking, if you said it's, God, we're terrible at this. It doesn't have to be British, obviously. It doesn't have to be a British brand.
But I'm just always thinking in this.
Oh, you know who I think of when I say Aston Martin? Girard-Perregaux.
I know.
Girard-Perregaux. Boom, done.
Yeah, okay.
That's who they're affiliated with.
You're right.
And they're kind of the same level. When you think about the Laureato, it's very Aston Martin-esque. For some reason, that pairing is pretty damn good.
Doesn't Aston Martin use Mercedes engines at the moment? Yeah, they do, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
No. Then we
don't know.
We could call them Glashütte.
We could go down that line. I'm going to go with Gerard Perregaux. I like it. It's exclusive enough. It's above. It's not true. It's not at the levels of Ferrari, I would say, but
no, it's not.
But isn't that what GP is, right? It's underneath the, Pateks and the, top, but it's above the Rolexes.
Yeah.
It's kind of right in that space.
Or logically speaking,
Audi.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Audi.
Audi
Is Glashütte Original. Also German. Underrated.
Okay.
Always a bit, trying to be more sportier than they
100%. are. There's only one correct choice for the next one.
Okay.
The car company is Bentley. And if you say anything other than Breitling, you're wrong. And we're moving on. Actually, there is one other one we could do.
I know.
We could say Hublot. It's either Hublot or Breitling.
Oh, no. I think Bentley has always a bit of is sportier. It would be, for me...
Hublot.
No, it's too ostentatious.
Think about
Bentley.
Who drives Bentleys. It's always the footballers. They always have the two-door Continental GTs, and they're always broken down, and they're always 10 years old.
But I think...
But you could get them for 20,000 euros, 100,000 dirhams. I looked online, by the way, right now. 100,000 dirhams, you have your pick of the litter, which Bentley GT you want.
But I always thought that the footballers are driving Uruses now, Lamborghinis, no?
Now they are, yes. Yeah. Now, okay, well, we'll stick to that. Okay.
Okay, then it's like Roger Dubuis.
Okay, Roger Dubuis. Good. I like it.
It's expensive, but very, nobody, it's weird.
Nobody cares. All right, BMW.
Oh, it's a tough one.
By the way, stopping for a second, going back to Bentley, Frank Muller would also be in that category. It's expensive to buy new. Ulyss Nardin would also fit this. It's expensive to buy new, but as soon as they're on the secondhand market, they depreciate like a stone.
Yeah.
Right? They sink like a stone and you could buy them for peanuts. All right, BMW.
BMW, tough.
That is a tough one.
That's a tough one.
It doesn't have to be German.
No, of course. It's
but it needs to exemplify this idea. It is sporty. Yeah. I would almost say that's kind of Rolex. They do what they do, and that's all they do. They don't really deviate too much. When they deviate, everyone gets super pissed off. Like remember the old 7 Series, when the 7 Series got that whale humpback thing going and everybody got upset? And then now the big grills, and everybody got upset with the big grills. That's Rolex putting ceramic bezels.
Chris Bangle design. Yeah. But I feel like it's Rolex is a bit more upmarket than BMW.
No,
it's not.
I think they're roughly same.
I always felt like Rolex is more like Mercedes Benz.
I think BMW and Mercedes are the same quality or same level for me. But anyway, we're running out of time here.
Okay.
But I couldn't think of a better car company to say Rolex. If you told me Rolex,
I think it's a bit too sporty. But then on the other hand, they have a lot of sports watches. But
Rolex is known for sporty.
I know, yeah. For sports watches, but I don't think they look particularly.
And neither do the BMWs.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, fine.
If we think of a better one, we might amend this. Okay. Bugatti.
Oh, Bugatti. That is Richard Mille for me.
No.
So it's the best. Super expensive, very limited quality, and it's extremely
but it's not the best. Richard Mille's are not the best.
Oh, they have fantastic chronoed movements. They're gigantic. They're really good.
Yeah, but you can't compare them to something like as you said, a Roger Smith.
But a Bugatti also.
Or an FP Shorn.
No, but they are very, very good watches. I mean, their movements are amazing.
I was going to leave Richard Mille for like the Lambo.
No.
Slightly lower than this, but...
Okay, what would Bugatti then be? Parmigiani Fleurier?
Yes, something like this is what I would say, because Bugattis are extremely well made. Okay,
actually, it should be. I think it should be. It's more exclusive, so it should be Laurent Ferrier. more independent, more niche.
I think Laurent Ferrier is too cheap for this. I think you need to get something above
but Parmigiani
that.
is not is
Now,
cheaper than
stick it
Laurent
with
Ferrier.
yours. We'll stick with yours, Richard Mille.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. All right. The BYD, the Chinese car company. Build your dreams. Ming watches.
No. What? No. Studio Underdog actually uses Chinese movements. So
no. I know exactly who BYD is, and you're gonna agree as soon as I remember the name of the company. The one that made that globe watch.
That globe
remember
watch?
the one that it is Siga design.
Siga design. Okay, yeah, you get that. Fine, Siga design.
Yeah. All right, Cadillac.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Old money, old school.
Breguet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to give you that one.
I know that's really cheapening Breguet because Breguet is such a
but Cadillac is having
brand.
a second renewal, right? They are having a renewal, but
I don't know why
Breguet is still kind of right before. No,
yeah.
I agree. I think that's perfect. All right, Caterham. Super sporty, super vintagey. Don't make many things. They have like 2 watches or 2 cars in this case.
Armin Strom, maybe?
Too crazy, I think. Armin Strom is too crazy.
HYT?
Because this is very much vintage style. Armin Strom is too modern.
HYT?
Who makes too modern? Something with a vintagier feel to it. Because all they are kind of vintage cars. Something that looks like this is somewhere I would say that could fit in. The Laurent Ferrier.
Okay.
All of their watches
PSG.
kind of look the same. They're small production, and they're extremely well built.
Mm-hmm. But aren't they a bit too accessible?
Yes, they are. This is kind of what I'm thinking is what else is out there that makes only like one type of watch. What about Christopher Ward? They make a few things. They do it really well. They have very classic designs, a lot of them.
Okay, deal.
We can put an asterisk next to that if we come up with a better one. All right, Chevrolet.
That's a tough one.
Chevrolet.
That's a tough one. That's a lot of weird stuff and batch engineering around the world. So it's like
it is. It has to encompass everything. So I'm gonna go with Timex.
Yeah, I was thinking about this as well. I was either saying Timex or Tissot or something a bit like a...
Yeah, well, the Tissot is too nice for it. Go Timex.
True.
Chrysler.
Satina or something, yeah. Chrysler. Oh.
I know exactly who Chrysler is. Chrysler is Frederic Constant. They're cheap, but they look more expensive than they actually are.
Yeah, but I think the quality...
The Chrysler 300 was always known for the looking like a cheap Rolls Royce. And if you see a Frederic Constant, you're like, oh, that's a very nice watch. What is it? You're like, Frederic Constant? You're like, oh, okay. In the same way, so you have a Rolls Royce. Oh, it's just a Chrysler 300.
No, but I think Frederic Constant, from a quality perspective, is better than that. But,
yes, it is.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Okay, let's just go with it. It's for fun. It's for fun. So let's go
with
it. Yeah.
Citroën.
Oh, that is.
What is a watch company that never works?
No. Odd design, weird out there. Ulysse Nardin, something that is.
Okay, Ulysse
the
Nardin.
freak.
Done.
Some weird stuff.
Daihatsu.
Oh. Daihatsu.
Citizen. No, cheaper than Citizen.
No, but Citizen also makes this.
They make some high end stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, how about the what's it called? That Chinese cheap watch. No, I'm going to save that for later. Oh no, okay, the Chinese cheap watch company, and that make the chronograph. What is it? Seagull.
Yeah.
Seagull. There you go. They're cheap. They work. Dodge. Generally big pickup trucks, Ram, etc.
That is the Romain Jérôme. Invicta.
Invicta. Invicta. Perfect. Done. Ferrari.
It's big and not so much taste in the Dodges.
Ferrari.
That should be Parmigiani Fleurier. Or actually better than that, actually. No? Something a bit more exclusive.
Who did collabs with Ferrari before?
Hublot did. Gérard Perregaux did. Who didn't is the next question.
Yeah,
because Ferrari had
right.
So, Panerai did.
What's his face also did it. What's it called? Did it? Richard Mille also did it. So what is a?
It still does. Yeah, exactly.
Ferrari. It has to be better than a lot of other things with a lot of history, heritage. To me, that would be kind of JLC.
No, it's not.
No, because they have.
It must be more exclusive.
It must be more exclusive. Yes.
Like
so what is more exclusive? No, because it could be like a
Greubel Force.
AP. They have a long-standing history of watchmaking, and they're trying to get more modern and modern and modern.
Okay, yeah.
It's AP.
AP is a good match.
All right, Fiat. Nice, cheap.
Oi.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
That has to be something a bit more.
Fiat.
Fiat Doxa? No.
Doxa. I love Doxa. That's perfect because you when you see a Fiat, you smile. When you see a Doxa, you smile. Or it could be Oris, for instance.
Yeah, Oris Doxa. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Something along those. Let's go with Doxa. I like that. Ford. That's like the most exclusive car company ever, I would say.
It has one of the longest histories, right? So
it does, and it also has some of the. They do have the GT, and they got some good cars. So they have to do everything from the cheapest car to some of the most expensive cars out there, right?
That's a bit
Tag Heuer.
Tag Heuer could be. I was thinking Tag and Breitling.
Cheap
actually.
Little what's it called? All the way up to the. I like that Tag. All right, Genesis, aka Hyundai, but now it's a different company.
Yeah, that has to be some kind of the Citizen Chrono Master, not Chrono. What is it not called? Chrono Master. What is it called? Nah, but it's tough to say.
What is that? What is the Citizen line? The one that used to sponsor AlphaTauri?
That is Edifice, Casio Edifice.
Edifice. There you go. It's Casio Edifice. It's what it is.
I would even.
We're not going to discuss that any further.
Kurono Tokyo. Right?
No.
Standard
Kurono
parts,
Tokyo.
but high-end design or something. I don't know. No, it's too much, right? Hajime Asuoka. I even remember.
No, okay, fine. Kurono. GMC trucks. We already did Invicta for Dodge, right? So we can't do Invicta again.
Yes. And I think GMC is a bit, for me, I feel they have a higher quality than Dodge, but I might be wrong.
I think it's more work stuff. They're GMC is known for trucks.
How about Graham?
Okay, Graham with their massive crown guards.
Yeah, a bit too big, a bit too brash, but
Honda
quality.
Citizen, done.
Okay.
I mean, that's something that you buy will never break. Done. Hyundai.
Yeah, that's a bit more like the.
Can we lump Kia in with this because they're technically the same company?
Yes, let's do that.
So Hyundai/Kia is going to be something that is cheaper than Citizen. Orient.
Yes, also reliable, even though they have the issues.
They're psycho movements. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Orient.
They're good. Orient. Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nissan, but better. This is the same as Lexus, I would say. But I would say, okay, I'm going to leave Grand Seiko, obviously, for Lexus. So we have to think of something else that is better. It's a two-tier effect. So a company that has two tiers that has one higher than the other beats me. I have nothing for this one.
Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
I'll put an asterisk. We'll come back. Isuzu. They make a lot of work trucks.
Isuzu.
Big
Isuzu.
Commercial trucks kind of deal. Cheap stuff that are reliable. Also Japanese.
Yeah, that's definitely.
They used to make the Isuzu Rodeo.
That's a kind. Not sure what I should say. That's the West End.
Something that's super reliable that will kind of never break down, but is also nothing but rugged. There's no luxury to it whatsoever. G-Shock.
Okay.
There you go. Jaguar.
Oh, what is like a Jaguar? Okay. Jaguar Raymond.
I would say a little bit higher, no?
Yeah. Okay.
It needs to be something brand, that people that Jag owners are always bragging that they have a Jag. But in technical specs, it's the same price as if you got an equivalent BMW or Mercedes or Audi, right?
Judah?
So it's no, because I'm not saying it punches above its weight. It's the owners are more obnoxious.
Okay.
So they spend the same amount of money that, let's say, a Audi A4 owner would get, and then they would get the Jag XE, but then they would always brag that they drive a Jag.
Hey, then is it?
So some watch company that
could there be a Breitling?
You could brag about.
Could there be the Breitling then?
Breitling, that's a good one because they would brag that they have a fancy watch, and then it's just a Breitling at the end of the day.
No, it has a bigger image than it might actually deserve.
Okay. All right, Jeep.
That's a tough one.
Jeep just came out with their own watches, by the way. Did you know this? Made by Marathon in the US.
Okay. Yeah.
So give them the Jeep watches. Jeep is Jeep. Now,
okay.
But by the way, Marathon watches are US Army spec, generally made very bulky, very tough. They have a lot of good stuff. So Marathon would be a good one for this. And they do make the Jeep watches.
Let's do that then. Yeah.
KTM, the crossbow and motorcycle company out of Austria.
Track weapon. Yeah, KTM is.
So what is it?
Yeah. If it comes to cars, then it's just a crossbow, right?
It's just the crossbow.
All they do. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
It's open. It must be a skeletonized watch. Brand.
Skeletonized something.
It's a very.
But it's not super expensive either. Ooh. How about the Norcane, the wild one?
Yeah, okay, can do.
Yeah, that works perfectly. They're super crazy design, both of them, and they're skeletonized, and there you go, boom. Koenigsegg.
Now we're getting into high end stuff. I mean, Koenigsegg,
but high end, super sporty high end.
Yeah,
and this is why I said don't use Richard Mille already for Bugatti.
True.
Because I think this would be more appropriate.
Can we do Chopek, or is that not sporty enough? No, it's not sporty enough. Too classic. Yes. What can we do? MB&F?
Ooh, yeah. Okay, cool. MB&F. I was going to say Urwerk or MB&F.
I think MB&F is even more exclusive, same as Koenigsegg, right?
Yeah, okay. Done.
Just Lambo, a few hundred or so.
Lambo, we said Hublot, right? Done. Land Rover.
No, isn't Lambo? Yeah, okay, Lamborghini, but it's
there's no denying Lambo's Hublot.
Okay.
Anybody who has a Lambo, an Urus or otherwise, is going to have a Hublot guaranteed. That is not a question. That is a matter of fact. Land Rover.
Oh, Land Rover. Yeah, it's also...
So something that is super unreliable, but at the same time, everybody wants one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Super unreliable.
Bamford.
No.
That to me screams... But it gives you this idea of by the way, for Land Rover, I would have been okay with... Did we use up...
no, but I have one.
What's it called? What was the one you said?
Lamborghini and Hublot. I have a question. Like, shouldn't we say Jacob and Co?
For what?
For Lamborghini? A bit more flamboyant.
No, we'll save that for later. We have that coming later. No, for Land Rover, I would be okay with Bremont or with Bremont. They had some manufacturing issues. We didn't use Bremont before, did we?
Okay, Land Rover and Bremont, that works. Yeah, you have this ruggedness, you have this army.
This ruggedness, exactly.
Army
Lexus,
calibration. Lexus, it's Grand
Lexus
Seiko.
is Grand Seiko. It has to be.
Even though,
Lincoln.
So the upmarket
Ford.
Yeah. It's a lovely brand, actually, but they do good stuff.
What did we say for Ford? We said Tag Heuer for Ford, right? So if we stick to the same parent company of LVMH.
Zenith? It's too much. Huh?
Zenith. Boom. I like it. Zenith is, I would say that's perfect because it's not quite peak. Lincoln is not known to be Mercedes level. They would like to be, but same with Zenith. They're kind of in that middle ground. Okay. Lotus. Something small, light, sporty.
And Chinese.
Is it Chinese now? No, Chinese bought it?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did. But it's lovely. I mean, they do.
It doesn't have to be Chinese.
I love the new cars. And it's actually supercar design, but not supercar.
With a Toyota engine.
Yeah. It's
so it could be using cool. a Seiko movement or something like this.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Let me think. You need something high end, but a bit off.
Something high end, but at the same time a bit low
off
end.
The shelf. It's like Piaget is not sporty enough.
No, that's too. It's too high. We could go if we wanted to, because they're cheeky cars, right? They're meant to be fun. Their whole purpose, essence, is fun. And for that reason, I would throw into the mix the Studio Underdog.
Okay. Yeah, can do. Chinese
because
movement.
They're meant to be fun.
Cool design.
That's the whole point of it.
Absolutely.
And they use somebody else's movement.
Very good.
All right. Mahindra. There's only one correct answer to this.
Mahindra
and it is going to be what is that Indian watch company?
TMC
Titan or whatever?
HMT.
No, the other one.
HMT. Yeah, Mahindra
HMT.
Is HMT.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yes.
Maserati.
Okay, now we are talking. I think now we can do Parmigiani. Even though they're a bit too mass market to actually compare to Parmigiani, but I think they have this lots of elegance.
I'm going to say no on this one.
Piaget?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to Piaget would be good because the thing is they're selling more. Oh, even better. Chopard.
Okay.
Because they sell a lot based on their heritage. They have this tie with auto racing, but they've moved away from it essentially almost entirely. And that's kind of what
Ferrari
Chopard did.
Engines, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at us. They're so good, but okay, Maybach.
Tough. Maybach. It's very conservative.
Did you see the Maybach V200, by the way? They made a V-Class van now.
Yeah.
450,000 dirhams.
It's. I think that's the car I want to be chauffeured around in. I have my little office in it.
Not bad at all. So what is a Maybach? Something luxurious, and that's about it. That's where it stops, right? It's all about luxury, nothing about looks. No, this is what I would say. Something where we forego looks in favor of build quality and not performance, but luxury.
But isn't Moritz Grossmann like that? Very expensive, rather dull looks, but super high-end
I would say
watchmaking.
This is kind of
Lange & Söhne, but it's too nice.
No, Lange & Söhne is too nice. No, I would say it would be the what's his face? The Roger Smith would be something like this.
Okay.
Where I've never looked at a Roger Smith watch and said, that's a good looking watch.
True.
But I've always admired the actual build quality and what's inside.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And once again, you've never looked at a Maybach and said, wow, that is so nice.
No, I have here too in my basement parking, and it's like,
yeah, and then they just it's an S-Class. That's it, and that's why I admire them, is because you could buy a Rolls Royce, you choose not to, and for that we thank you. All right, Mazda. Have we used Citizen yet? We still haven't used Citizen. That's Citizen, is it not?
Oh, okay, then it's
Did we use
the high-end Citizen? It's also very good quality, reliable.
No, it doesn't. It could be any Citizen.
Okay, Citizen. Okay.
Because I don't think I'm looking back.
Citizen is good. Yep, let's go.
Did we use Citizen? I don't know. Okay. If we did, we apologize. McLaren.
McLaren. That is top notch.
I have it immediately. Bulgari.
You think so?
They came out of nowhere. They were dead. And then all of a sudden, Bulgari, this is circa 2018, they were in the watchmaking sense. 100% they were dead. And all of a sudden, 2018, boom, Octo Finissimo. And just like that,
Octo before,
the MP12 4C.
The Agono, they had a lot of watches.
Yeah, but nobody bought them and nobody cared about them, and they did nothing particularly well. And the Octo Finissimo changed that. Just like McLaren.
Serpenti?
It was quartz. But with the Octo Finissimo, that was an entirely different story. And everybody wanted it. And the same thing happened when McLaren came out with the MP4-12C, right?
Okay, then.
Mercedes.
That's a tough one. That's a good quality, but also mass market.
What did we use Rolex for? BMW already. So that one's gone. So then Omega.
Yeah, okay, Omega.
Omega is the stylish version to BMW's sportiness. And in the same way, Omega is always a little bit more about the dress side than Rolex was.
But I feel like Mercedes-Benz has just better design these days than BMW at the moment. I think, but yeah, okay.
But BMW has the heritage of sportiness, which Omega lacks.
Okay. Yeah, let's do Omega. Okay, fine.
Yeah, MG. Chinese, cheap Chinese, trying to copy other people's looks, right? Because essentially, it's all they're doing is copying what other cars look like.
Yeah, that's West End Watch.
What homage brands do you know? Any of the homage brands? What is it? What's the one that makes all this stuff? Steinhardt, done. Mini.
Oh, okay, Mini. That's a Mini is also hard.
What is a very small watch? Flick Flack. They only make kids watches, so that by default they're all very small.
Who is actually known for very small watches? That's a very good point.
Yeah, we're going for Flick Flack, but it's a kid's watch, but still.
Okay, well, I think it must be a bit more fashionable, maybe like a...
Flick Flacks are super fashionable. We could just call it Swatch, by the way. Swatch. Done. Swatch as a whole. Because the whole thing about minis is that people bought them because they were fashionable. Okay. And the whole thing about Swatch is people bought them because they were fashionable.
Right. Okay, Gucci.
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi, yeah. Nomos?
No, because the thing is, Nomos is too stylish for it. Yeah. Mitsubishi is known for extremely shitty designs. I mean, aside from the Pajero and the Evo, Mitsubishi has not made anything good in, I would say, 2-3 decades.
Okay, good. Then it's it's a tough one.
So it's a brand with some heritage, but they have just had a whole bunch of misses for a very long time.
Edox. Remember Edox?
I do remember Edox, but I was going to go with Rado because they know what they're doing, but they're still unable to do it. So if you look at Rado, for instance,
they have some super cool new watches now. Did you see their last designs?
Ignoring that.
Really
nice. I did. And they look pretty good. But in the sense is, we know Mitsubishi can make insane cars. The Evo 10 was an absolute beast.
I have one for you. How about Mido? Also in the Swatch group.
Mido. They did a bunch of stuff, and now they're kind of floundering.
Yeah. Mido.
Okay, Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan. They make the old wooden cars.
Yeah.
So it has to be something that is super, super weird and traditional.
Do they still exist, like Eterna?
What? Eterna?
Yeah.
No, it needs to be something good because Morgans are not cheap. You're dropping $250,000 on a Morgan.
Ebel?
$250,000. It needs to be high end.
Really?
But something that is so traditional.
You can buy them in the that you can buy it, build it yourself in your garage. No, wasn't that the Morgan?
No, those were the Caterhams.
Oh, okay.
The Morgans came from the factory, hand built out of wood. No, Morgans are super high end,
but very, very old traditional.
They're made of wood.
Yeah,
and they have a 3-wheel car as well. So,
Nevada Grenchen before they got relaunched.
No.
Fortis.
No, I'm going to go.
That's too low. Okay.
No, they really know what they're doing, but they just don't make a lot of it.
Chrono Swiss.
They barely do anything, but no, they do the one-handed thing. So it's
no, that's Meistersinger, no?
Oh yeah, okay. Then what does Chrono Swiss do?
Well, that's
not much.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. This is a tough one. Jeez. Who is known for their traditional watchmaking but is not respected for it?
Jacques Dreux.
Okay, Jacques Dreux. This is the kind of obscure thing I was looking for here. Yeah. We know they make good watches, but nobody cares.
Yeah. That's
all right. Nissan. Once again, anything that's slightly cheaper, Citizen style, Seiko style, but so Japanese, but
mass market.
But mass market and generally lower quality than the other two. So it's lower than Honda and Toyota.
Yeah, that is
sure. They have the Patrol, but that's
Baume & Mercier. No, that's too much, no? But it's a mass market. It's not too expensive.
Baume & Mercier is mass market and
not too expensive.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, $1,500 to $5,000 or so. Yeah.
Okay, Opel.
Okay. Oh, Opel. Now they're part of the PSA group, right? They're not anymore GM.
Did they change?
Yeah. They were bought by the Peugeot.
I didn't know this. Is that why the new ones look so much different?
Oh no,
because
is it? Wait a second. Are they bought by Stellantis or were they bought by GM?
No.
What is Opel?
They were always GM.
Yeah, I know. For the last 100 million years. It's now Stellantis.
They were bought by Stellantis.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at these new, they have one called the Grand Lander or something, I don't know. And I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't look like a GM. But anyway, so Opel, what do we think? Really, they didn't do much, right? They were never really they had some cool cars, the OPC Corsa and the OPC, what was it? What was their big car?
Insignia.
They had the OPC Insignia, which was I forgot about this. They came to the US under Buick. Buick is another brand that we forgot about.
Yeah, but they don't exist anymore.
No, they do. They still do. They were Opels rebadged. When GM was, they were kind of floundering, and then they were rebadged Opels for a while.
Oh, right.
So they were European GM. Opel. We're still back on Opel. I would say, what is something that's European, but it doesn't do anything for anyone?
Perele.
This could be the Tissot without the PRX.
Yeah, okay.
This could be the Ebel, the Edox, all of these things.
Okay,
this is where they would fit in.
Okay.
Pagani.
Wow, that is nice. Have we already used our Parmigiani?
We've used everything.
Too exclusive. But yeah, maybe they.
You always keep saying
Moser?
Parmigiani. You keep Moser. That's wonderful. I like it.
Moser.
Peugeot.
Oh, Peugeot.
Are they still? They're not very quirky anymore, are they?
No, they could be.
I would say Nomos would very well.
Nomos, yeah, that could be. Even though I think Peugeot is a bit too boring, Nomos is much.
No, but they're trying to not be now. I've seen the new Peugeots, and they're being a little weird again.
That's true. Yeah,
but
you're
like
right.
Nomos is not being crazy, but they're still being a little weird.
Okay, good.
All right, Polestar, Volvo's electric division.
I think no. I think I keep that brand for the mothership. I would say Polestar has a bit of quirkiness in it.
It does. It has Swedish quirk. If IKEA made a watch, that's what it would be. But that's Volvo once again. This is a little bit higher end than that.
Yeah.
We need to pick up the pace here too.
Yeah.
We're gonna run out of time. No idea.
Hotlands.
Okay. All right. Hotlands. That's no. Even better. It's weird. This could be our. This is going to be perfect, and you're going to say, and you're going to be like, yes, that's it. It is resins.
Okay.
They're weird, but they do the same thing as what a normal thing would do. Essentially, tell time, right? Porsche.
Porsche. That must be it. For me, it's something.
Porsche design.
No.
We've already used Tag Heuer, but Tag Heuer would obviously go very well, but it's more in the brand sense, right?
Porsche is for me something. This is very hard to say.
Would this have been a good Rolex?
That.
This would have been good for Rolex.
I would say so. It's but
it's higher end than Rolex.
Always just too good.
No, but I would always say the Submariner is a 911.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean,
but we've already used Rolex. Can we use it again?
Yeah.
What are the rules to this?
Yeah, we can do it again.
All right, fine. Renault.
That's a. We have to go a bit lower than that. That would be for me something like a Perelé or a Yema or some. No, Yema is very cheap. But Renault is also Jean Richard, something like that. Maybe Chaumet. That's too much tricks. Yeah, but yeah.
No. Renault.
Bell and Ross.
Especially the Renaults that we get here, by the way, are just rebadged Dacias. And
Bell and Ross, maybe? Is that something we can
Bell
do?
and Ross, yeah. This is surprising. I told you that was a very good sponsor for them as well. And
it's also a French brand.
It is. It is. So I was saying, okay, I like Bell and Ross. They make some weird stuff, but they also make some not so weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Rimac and Rivian. I kind of throw those aside. Rimac
is basically I don't know.
Insane high end. So once again, this could be our what was it? Hold on, I just blanked. I said it earlier. The German company that makes these crazy watches. Are they German? Are they Swiss German?
HYT?
My mind is fried. No, the other one. No, HYT is not German. MB&F and Urwerk. Yeah. That's Urwerk level stuff.
Okay.
Next is Rivian. Yes. So Rivian. What would you say for Rivian? We're getting too minuscule in these car brands. Yeah, exactly.
Linde Verdelin.
It has to be something. No. I think Rivian needs to be something that is quartz, because to me, quartz is.
Have you seen?
You know what? No. I'm gonna go with Garmin watch.
Garmin. Okay, fine there, Garmin.
Yeah, because it's high tech.
Next.
And it's outdoorsy and rugged. I would say the Apple Watch Ultra. It's essentially the Apple Watch Ultra, right? But I'm going to save Apple Watch for you probably know who. All right. Rolls-Royce. What is the Rolls-Royce of watches?
Should we say Patek Philippe?
Patek. It has to be Patek. I was just about to say. Seat. And for Seat, we have two, but because there's two brands, they have Cupra and they have Seat, we need to talk about both, right? So Seat is their budget.
Is it? Yeah, I would say, what is this dive watch brand? Not Trilobe.
Trilobe is not the dive.
No, it's not.
Doxa is the one we mentioned before. We still have yet to use Doxa. No, we used Doxa. We didn't use. You know what? I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna save that for the next one. You don't want to see
for Seat. That's all. Yeah, Alpina.
Okay, fine. Alpina. It's generally budget entry level kind of stuff. Okay, what about Cupra, which is their fast.
Their GTIs. Brand. Yeah.
Yeah, their GTI. I don't know why they need a different brand just to make things complicated for everyone. But exactly. Okay, so Cupra is slightly sportier. Alpinas, I don't know. We'll lump those together. And the same thing goes with Citroën. We failed to mention DS, but I don't think I could come up with a differentiation. Okay, this is what I was going to save it for.
Okay.
I was going to say for Seat that they are the Oris kind of watches. But I am saving that for Skoda. I think Skoda is the Oris of watches. It's, fairly accessible and they punch well above their price line. I mean, the Skoda, actually, all the Skodas are, I'm a huge Skoda fan. We've been talking about Skodas quite a bit, right?
Okay.
No, what do you think?
Yeah, Skodas are
Disagree?
Good. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, it's a good car.
Subaru.
Or as apparently you're supposed to say, it's Subaru, not Subaru. Subaru, as the Japanese say. Subaru.
Usually the Japanese, they swallow up a couple of these vowels that they have written, right? There's like the name Daisuke or Mishito, Daisuke, Mishito. So it's written like this, but it's pronounced
Subaru.
Michito and Daisuke.
Subaru.
Subaru.
No, they enunciated, I thought that. Anyway.
Subaru.
All right. So what is it? A Subaru would be something that's...
Subaru. No, I don't know.
Once again, off-roady, has to have some outdoorsiness. Hamilton.
I call it Zin.
Zin?
Mm.
Zin?
I know it's a bit weird because Japanese, but they are tough as nails.
No, I agree. They're tough, and that's kind of what we are going for here, right?
And they're just... Yeah, they last forever. Subaru owners are super happy about that.
They're very, very
some of the highest satisfaction rates.
Yeah, exactly. They're very loyal, right? And I think Zin owners are very similar.
Yes.
Okay, Suzuki. Something cheap and cheerful. We already used Orient. Orient would have been a good one for this, but we used it already.
Union Glashütte.
What else? No. This is kind of really entry level stuff, but something that has a bit of. How about Baltic?
Okay, well,
or is Baltic too nice for it? All right, let's go with Baltic because they make cute things. They make cute things. They make them well. It's essentially your gateway to Japanese cars, right?
Yeah, they're cool cars. Good cars, good quality. Can't fault them.
Okay, speaking of good quality, Tata.
Tata is Titan.
What, in Hindi?
No, Titan watches. It's one of the largest watchmakers in the world, but they are selling mostly
the Indian ones. Oh, yes. Okay, yes, I know. Okay. All right, cool. And now, of course, Tesla.
But
what?
I would also say it's two brands. Titan, which is mostly quartz watches, but also some mechanicals, but they also own the brand Favre-Löber.
Okay.
That's also owned by Tata. So Tata Cars, actually, well,
but
yeah, let's say Titan
we'll stick
watches.
with Titan. Okay, Tesla. I'm going to go with Apple Watch. It is undeniably Tesla is the Apple Watch to cars.
Yeah,
Toyota.
The Apple Watch saves lives, and not so sure about the Teslas, but
they can. I've seen them. Okay. Toyotas would be Seiko, as we already said. Lexus is Grand Seiko, so that's already done.
Mm-hmm.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen is Glashütte Original too much.
We've already used Glashütte.
Nomos?
We already used Nomos.
Oh, okay, we did. For whom?
This is something that is
for
we use
Peugeot
Nomos
or something. Yeah. Then then we don't do a German brand. Then we do something.
But we have to remember that these guys used to be low market and are creeping up into the higher market. So this could be Tudor.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Tudor is doing, right? They start cheap, and now all of a sudden, a Touareg is.
Touaregs are expensive.
But they were always expensive. But I remember Passats. I mean, okay.
I know.
They're not cheap.
A Golf. All right. A Golf is now so expensive. I mean, we only have the GTIs and the Rs here, right? So that's why. But,
which is also strange, but nonetheless. Yeah. All right, Volvo.
I was reserving something for Volvo, and now I forgot
you were.
what
and
it was.
Something Swiss.
Damn.
Swedish, sorry. Swedish.
Linde Werdelin. Actually, Linde Werdelin. They look like they are tanks.
No, I know exactly
robust.
what Volvo is. I would have used Nomos for Volvo.
Yeah, but it's not.
But we've already
funky.
used it.
Yeah.
Ergo, I'm going to go with Mondaine. The Swiss railway watches. And the reason I'm going to go with that is the design is so... All right, no, skip it. We're going to stick to Bauhaus, Junghans.
Junghans, okay, yeah. Okay.
That's Bauhaus, because the simplicity of Volvo's designs. You get into a Volvo, and it is so simple. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a few honorable mentions that are still alive and kicking.
Okay.
But we may not have thought about them. So first and foremost, we have to knock out all of the Chinese cars. All of the Chinese cars that are essentially turning out garbage. So the ones, and of course, we are once again sticking to stuff that we get in UAE here.
Okay.
Chang'an, BAIC or Bake or whatever it's called. Geely, Jock.
There's Jack.
What else?
JAC and
Haval.
GAC.
There's JAC and GAC. There's Haval. And then there's Jetour.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do something here, and I'm going to say Jetour is kind of above the rest of these.
From a design
Jetour
perspective,
stuff,
maybe.
Yes.
But I'm not so sure from a quality perspective, because I have...
And the same thing goes for the GACs. The GAC, the SUVs are pretty damn cool.
I had one as a rental car when I needed a 7-seater for the family visit.
Bad.
No, it was...
So that's what I'm saying. But when you've seen the Chang'ans and the Jacks, they're all garbage cars. Therefore, we need to have a nice garbage brand that will somehow represent these.
Okay.
So something that is cheap. So once again, Chang'an, BAIC, Geely, Jack, Haval, and for now.
So
something that is super cheap.
Polyot? Polyot?
What is that?
It's the same as what are they called? Sturmansky.
The Russians.
Yes, there's what was the other ones? Not Polyot and the what's the name?
Yeah, I remember we discussed this a long time ago. It's beyond me now.
Yeah,
but you want to say some? No. I would say we have to go with something super cheap and something that's trying to look nice, but
fails.
Is not. So it has to be a fashion watch of some sort.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no merit behind it. So I would say, I remember once, Armani, a long time ago, I saw exactly something like Armani.
Guess.
Guess watches.
Hugo Boss,
these. Okay.
These kind of.
Yes. Hugo Boss, Armani. Yeah. Okay. And so forth for
Lacoste
all of them.
watches.
Okay. Yes. But Lacoste are cute though. I mean, they got some colors and stuff.
Nixon.
Nixon, I actually liked Nixon for a while. So Nixon, we will put for the GAC.
Skagen.
The SUVs, because they look kind of cool. They had this X factor where they looked a little bit rugged, but deep down inside they're still cheap. Jetour, once again, still build quality Chinese.
You remember Sector watches?
No.
Sector had sponsored a lot of cycling before Certina and some other ones.
Well, Tissot was before. We had Tissot, now it's Tudor, then we had Certina. I don't remember Sector. But
it's an Italian brand.
And?
They have. It's like a fashion brand. So let me send you this quickly, and then you realize what they are, and that could be a Jetour.
But so I would say Jetour is something that looks nice but has no substance behind it. And for that, I would say Skagen.
Oh, Skagen is what is it? Danish design?
Yeah, Danish, but they look nice, but they have nothing in it. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I have a Skagen watch.
I did too.
Design, and
and I would probably buy a Jetour as well for what the prices are. I think look good.
I have.
Okay. Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Maybe you want to save your Sector for a different brand.
Okay.
Yes, I remember this Sector brand. Yes.
Yeah, they had this,
Very. Okay. Now, we're going to do some kind of quick fire because we're not doing quick fire right now. These are all brands that still exist or may not exist, or they still exist. They're still around, but they may only have one car. So, Scion, I think they went under, but Scion was in the US, Toyota's cheap brand. So essentially they wanted to have one under Toyota.
Oh, okay.
And they were the entry level to Toyotas.
Yeah, they even had the GT86 as a Scion.
They had that as a Scion. And then they also had the, was it the IQ? I think the tiny little Toyota.
Yeah, but this is defunct now for like 8 years.
So that's what I was going to ask.
It says here on Wikipedia,
if it's defunct, we scratch it.
Defunct since 2006.
Then scratch it. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay, here's one that's not defunct. Alpine.
Yes. Okay.
With their one car, the A110.
A110. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's a good car. It's a good looking car.
It's a fun car.
I have no issues.
I'm not exactly sure about the sloping back. It looks a tiny bit weird. So
I think the wheels are too little for the body. That's my issue. But they made a racing version that fixed a lot of these little issues.
But I'm very sure it's a lot of fun to drive. So that's see what we have not chosen IWC for anything.
Yeah. Well, we can wait for that. We can wait for that. But Alpine, I think, needs to be something. I mean, if we wouldn't have already chosen Ross, Bell and Ross, I would have gone for this. Mm-hmm. But we've already chosen it, and we can't do it again.
Then let's choose something else. I think we are finding something.
It needs to be French.
Think. Yeah, French is tough. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But to me, it's
is it an Alain Silberstein? No, it's not. But yeah, they don't exist anymore. No.
Could be. Who did Alain Silberstein do all of these collaborations with?
Louis Erard.
Louis Erard.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes, maybe.
So sure. Don't know if
we've already used Chopard because Chopard could kind of. What else is a watch that only has a watch brand that only has like a one hit?
Porsche design, maybe, but no, not really.
They kind of do. Yeah, we have one. U-boat. Everything they do is
remember U-boat.
No, you do remember. I'm saving U-boat. We're getting to U-boat. Okay. That's on the back burner. You know what? I'm going to say stick with Bell and Ross on this one. Okay. Same with the parent company Renault, because
Formex also has a one hit wonder, more or less.
We still haven't used Doxa as well.
Squale.
All right.
Squale.
You know what? Squale, yeah. No, but it's too divey. For the next one, I would be okay with putting Doxa in here because of just the brand ethos. Ineos with their new Grenadier.
Oh, yes, the Grenadier. It's quite expensive car.
I love that car. Oh, my God. I've already been looking I think they start at $280K, but they're...
So it's basically like the old version of the Land Rover Defender, but
so basically what happened was the inside is BMW, the motor is BMW, the transmission is BMW. But what happened was the guy that designed it essentially was pissed off that Land Rover changed the Defender. And he said, I don't like this. I want something that epitomizes the old Land Rover. And being that he was a billionaire, he just made his own.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
And if you know, Ineos is, of course, a oil and gas company.
Okay.
So they decided he had the money to do it, threw his name on it, and that's what they did.
So would that be an Artia? They do actually their own,
It depends because I was thinking to myself, Doxa would work for this because of the ruggedness of every Doxa design, but the history is not there, right? I know what you mean by Artia, but I'm thinking it needs to be a company that has nothing to do with watches and then made one really good watch. Porsche design.
Yeah, Porsche design. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Now, the question is, do you know this company? Dallara. Are you familiar?
DeLorean, yes, but Dallara.
No, DeLoreans, they're defunct now. Although DMC is said to come back. But Dallara makes almost every single one of your Le Mans race cars. You can buy them for the road. You can buy them for the track. And Dallara so basically every single one that's, of these teams that are running the prototype, the LMP 2 and 3 cars, they're all Dallaras, almost all of them. So they're very high spec performance cars, but they're readily, available to buy for any racing team. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, are they really high end? They are, right? It's quite expensive.
I looked them up, and I think they start at like $250,000, $300,000 euros, so something like this, and then they go up from there.
Quite expensive. So I would say like a Maître du Temps or a Voutilainen or something.
But it's specific for a purpose.
Sporty.
But that's the thing, you're missing this. It's specific for a purpose, so it's not for everyone. This is to me
KTM Crossbow is also for one purpose, and we said. So yeah.
What did we say for that one? But that one's also designed in a strange way. These look like cars. They don't look anything out of the ordinary.
I would have said Rebellion, but they are defunct now.
Rebellion. So. That is exactly... No, it's fine if the watch brand is defunct.
Okay.
No, but half of these people were sponsored by Rebellion, remember? They had their own race team, and I think they raced with Dallara to begin with. Okay.
One hit wonder could also be Konstantin Chaikin.
No, we'll save that one because that's a good one. I have others in this. Konstantin Chaikin, I will jump up right now. I have a few other ones of these Dallara style brands with one car, and I'm going to name them now because we're all here. There is Devil, Devel with their Devil 16. I believe it's based out of the UAE.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yes. It was manufacturing in the UAE, I think. Yeah.
There is Gordon Murray with his new car, which I don't know what he called it, but he made a new car. Remember, Gordon Murray made the original McLaren F1.
Okay.
So and then he just made... He made another car now with his own name, which is the modern interpretation of the McLaren F1 with the center seat and everything. We also have W Motors, also out of UAE.
Yes.
Which they made that car that jumped from I don't remember what it was called, but it jumped from the in Fast and the Furious 6, 7.
Yeah,
Remember when they were in UAE and it jumped from Etihad Tower
from one to the next tower?
Yeah. Gumpert makes the Apollo. Rezvani makes the Beast. And then there's Praga, which is like the Lara, makes also race cars.
These are all car brands I don't even know. I mean, I heard maybe in some racing, but
these are all doing essentially one thing. And I think for all of these, we will select your Konstantin Chaikin
or De Bethune, because for me, De Bethunes, they all look very similar, even though obviously I don't really know the brand very well. So, but I feel they have this suspension on the side. I mean, these lugs that move. And what else? Maybe Voutilainen?
No, I'm going to go with the Chaikin because these are all insane cars, right? Mm-hmm. None of these are normal cars a human being would drive.
Okay.
And your other watches are kind of more restrained. You need something without any restraint for those.
Okay.
All right. In another category, I'm going to go ahead and combine two more with our KTM crossbow, which is going to be the Radical.
Yes.
And the BAC Mono. Both of those do the exact same thing as the Radical. And therefore, I believe that our original choice of Norcane fits. All of these are all open seaters, open cars for a specific purpose. And then, as I was going, Hongqi with their Chinese Rolls-Royce lookalikes.
What is it? Red flag?
I don't know.
I think Hongqi, doesn't it
mean that? Hell out of me.
Yeah.
So what is something that looks ridiculous inside and out, but then has zero substance underneath?
I think Hongqi means red flag. Yeah. In Chinese, Hongqi means red flag. Yes.
I mean, they look stunning. They look really, really good. I don't know the reliability of it, but I'm assuming with the other Chinese cars, they're getting better.
It's the oldest Chinese passenger car brand.
Yeah, because this one, if I'm not mistaken, Hongqi was the one that made the car for the president or dictator or whatever they have. I don't know what the
dear leader,
emperor, the deity. Like, who is the leader of China? What are they called?
Is he the president?
Prime Minister? President? I think it's president. I was right. It is the president, I think.
The president of China is definitely the Communist Party leader, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a good question. What is
Xi Jinping, right?
Yeah.
He's the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China and paramount leader.
Yeah, he's a CCP, the premier. No, that's not. That's Li Xiang.
No, it's not premier.
Not. So, that's interesting. So
the premier.
Yeah. Yeah, he is the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, but so he's not anything else, right?
Well, it said he was the president of the People's Republic of China.
Yeah. It says incumbent. So who is it now?
This post has been.
So no. This is old. What is he now? That's so weird. Anyhow.
So basically, it's the same.
This is the red flag
the president
car company.
is
so what do they get?
The president of China is the leader of the Communist Party. Anyway, Hongqi.
No, he is the president.
Here's a great one.
He's the president. Okay.
What would the president of China wear? What kind of watch? Because they would want to demonstrate their Chinese craftsmanship. There was a Chinese brand that was making some insanely crazy stuff, whose name I have forgotten.
Pairings original.
That sounds like some kind of crisp.
It's from Hong Kong, I think, but it's very good. No, really good watches. Excellent stuff. But I don't think that the president would wear that. Atelier Venn.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Atelier Venn. Done. Okay. So you at the beginning mentioned Fisker was defunct. Fisker is not defunct. They're back again, but they are going under.
Die. Yeah, exactly.
Let them die, but they are going under now again. Let's think of a watch brand that is going under.
That is going under?
That is going under. Somebody who's failing miserably and is kind of just going into obscurity. That is who Fisker would be. Someone who used to be big and then for some reason is going away.
That's a tough one. Well, you could also say Jacques Dreux. They used to be good, and now they are just very obscure. Just painting some super nice painting watches.
Hey, but they were never that big.
They have a new one, Jacques Dreux, that they made for John Bon Jovi, a one of one. I'm not joking. John Bon Jovi has a Jacques Dreux.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, very, very nice watch.
Yeah. Okay. But Fisker was never big, so that's the problem. Jacques Dreux was never big. Okay. Jacques Dreux, it was popular for a small period of time and then faded into obscurity.
Yeah, slight obscurity. It's a bit like also like...
No, it could be Seven Friday.
Yeah, they had their hype.
Hot for a second and then...
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Hummer is back under GM, but
really?
It is. GMC, now they're all electric.
So that is U-boat then.
I was going to go for U-boat.
Yeah, that must be U-boat. Yes. I mean, big.
There's no need.
50 millimeter watches, half a kilo.
Is Lancia dead? Or are they still making something?
That is a very good question. I don't know. I mean, I can't believe that Lancia has not.
I mean, they're such good. They made such good stuff.
I still think the Delta Integrale is one of the coolest cars in the world.
Yeah. But then if you remember, I don't know if you remember the Delta Ypsilon. It was the stupidest little.
Yeah, that was ugly. I don't know. They had some weird designs.
They really put their name on everything. If I'm not mistaken, they were bought by Dodge Chrysler at the time, and then they just were rebranding a lot of. I remember in Europe, the Chrysler 300 was badged as a Lancia for a long time.
Oh yeah, in Europe.
I don't know if they're still alive or they're dead.
It is still in a Stellantis group, so it's a Fiat Chrysler.
It's still there,
and French PSA group.
Still in the group.
Everything.
So in this case, Lancia, which most of Lancias now are rebadged other cars. So.
But they're saying they will revive the brand. So at the moment, they have nothing. They will rebrand them. I mean, relaunch.
We'll call it a moon swatch for now.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what they were doing. They put a fancy badge onto something that was lesser in hopes that the name alone would sell it.
True.
Smart.
Lancia Flavia. Lancia Voyager. Yeah, all of these.
The Voyager was the Chrysler Voyager that was rebadged as well. Yes. Okay. All right. Smart.
Oh, yeah, they're still around. Yeah, they're still around. Smart.
I believe so.
So for Smart, it has to be something modular, something that you can super easily change stuff, where you can buy certain things. Now, recently I saw this. There was a watch that you could actually reassemble based on different, case.
Yes. I heard about this as well recently. I was listening to a podcast or something. They talked about it.
Forgot.
Yeah. I know exactly what you were talking about. And you can change the strap and change the case and essentially rebuild
or something.
No. It was some own brand, and they weren't super cheap either. They were fairly
3,000 Swiss francs or something. I don't know, but you get 5 watches in one because you can change everything.
Exactly. I remember this.
Can't remember.
But I don't remember the name. Now we're Googling what is a modular watch. I don't know. I was going to say that it is the Tag Heuer connected watch. That's what popped into my mind for modular, because remember, they were selling you on the idea that they would be able to put it back to a automatic watch with a movement and everything, which nobody ever did. I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Is it even a watch though? Or should it just be a watch winder or something? It doesn't get the...
Well, yeah, what can you say for that? I mean, there's like these weird brands that have some, but it has to be also something small. I don't know. I mean, it's also good quality. Smart is has actually a good resale value.
It does.
All of
it's not
stuff.
bad. It's Mercedes, so there's no real issues with it. But I can't think of anything. I mean,
yeah, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one, and I'm assuming it would be something that's quartz. I don't know why I feel Smart is a quartz watch of some sort, but this is getting into a very long episode.
Okay.
We knew we would. But
you have added all of these weird brands.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left.
Okay, Lumetech, Luminox, something like that. It's a one
Luminox,
thing.
Luminox. They kind of are a little modular thing. Okay, all right, Luminox, and you can use Lumetech for something else. Sangyong. Are they still around? I think they are.
Korean, right? Yeah, I think they still Korean. Exist.
They made SUVs almost exclusively, right?
I remember this.
And they made SUVs a long time ago.
They still exist.
They had some weird, the Raptor or something, the Raptor. They had some weird names. So basically, they were known to be super, super ugly.
They're now called the KGM group, so they're still around.
We already used U-boat, which would have been very good for this one. I'm gonna demote
the Musso.
Yeah, am I gonna
the Musso? There was
what is a very ugly watch? If I say ugly watch, what do you think of?
I usually think of Invicta when you say.
Ooh, what about that one with the snake on it? The Montegrappa.
Oh yeah, that was very.
That Sangyong is Montegrappa.
Okay.
That's the okay. Lada.
Ah yeah, there we are going into polyot.
Yes,
unreliable,
exactly. And,
not very precise, and it's
but they still make them.
Yeah. And what is this other Russian brand that I always keep forgetting? Not polyot. There is something with what is it? Is it R?
There used to be Raketa.
Raketa. No, the Raketa
so
is
either
better.
one works for me. For
Vostok. I forgot a rock. Vostok.
Vostok also is good.
Vostok, yeah.
All right. Well, Dacia. Everywhere else in the world, it's a Dacia. Here we get it as a Renault. So it needs to be something cheap.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I would also here's whatever Sturmansky.
What's below Timex? Below was too good for below.
There's not much below Timex though, right? That's I mean from a price perspective, there's not.
No, there must be. What
there is?
It's like the knockoff Timexes. Did you remember this? I don't know if you saw this. If you haven't, there's this Mad Watch collector guy, the British guy on YouTube, right? And he was saying that they make fake G-Shocks, right? And the funny thing was, they were Skmie or whatever it was, Skmie, and Skmie.
Yes,
and they cost almost the same as getting a regular G-Shock, but instead you get a fake G-Shock.
Yeah,
I think Dacia would fit very well for that.
Yeah. Okay,
it's a Skmie.
Or Seconda.
Second.
Seconda.
That's the Seconda.
Yeah, and all these fashion brands like Tag, not Tag Heuer, what am I saying? Ted Baker and
all of these.
You know, these weird brands.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. You still have more?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So do we consider Brabus as a separate brand?
Technically, they are their own. No, that was.
They make the Brabus Rocket and they make their Mercedes, but they're. If we're counting Maybach, we have to count Brabus.
Then we should thinking. Also from Buchlohe. What is this brand called?
For who?
The
BMW one?
B7, yeah, the BMWs.
The Alpina.
Alpina, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but the Alpina is they're not Yeah, they are counting the.
No, they are counting as they have their own. They have
okay,
their own,
I put Alpina on here.
Yeah.
Alpina is supposedly more comfortable, right? And Brabus is supposed to be the more extreme.
Yeah, but Alpina is also always beefed up.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but their focus is comfort. So Alpina, if you compare like the B7 to or they don't make an M7, the B5, B3 to the M3, the M3 is harder. It's more racy. The Alpina is supposed to be a little bit gentler. So it's faster than a regular, but not crazy. Brabus is just insane. Here's 9,000 horsepower. Go get him.
Yeah, Brabus was for me, it was really like the, AMG was the more classy one. And then you had Brabus, which was just.
Brabus is just nuts.
We are just killing it with power, right?
I mean, they have a G class with 900 horsepower. What are you doing with a G class with 900? But whatever. Okay.
You accelerate very
so
fast.
Either one. So for Brabus, we need something that's just ridiculous. If we're just going to pick a watch, not a watch brand, then I would say it's the Rolex Deep Sea.
Yeah.
What do we have that's in that same vibe?
Yeah. Something like these dive watches that are, 20,000 meters. There's a German watch brand that has this like way higher than all of these. We're
really losing things here, but okay. And then Alpina would be something a little bit more luxurious. What do we have?
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far out. I mean, you can't say Chapek or something or Sarpaneva.
Chapek has a very similar vibe to Alpina because they're sporty, but they're also very okay. Chapek for Alpina.
Okay.
Another one of the Chinese that I forgot to lump in, which we'll lump in with Jack and all those, is the Great Walls.
Great Wall, but they usually make these pickup trucks and stuff. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Probably they make other ones. Yeah, I would say F. Pigeon then, obviously.
Yeah, of course, naturally. Moving
Philippe Dufour, sorry.
All right. Hennessy. If you know Hennessy, they make a few cars. The Hennessy Venom being their most famous one, which is essentially a Lotus Elise with like 1,200 horsepower. Yep. And they had to stretch the wheelbase. They cut it in half and made a limousine.
A lot of car companies use the Elise, right? Even the
Tesla started with the Elise. Yeah. So what is Hennessy? Hennessy is something insane and American. I don't think there's very many American watch brands. We're probably all blanking on the stuff now, but
they are not. I don't know if they are so insane. I mean, Harry Winston is US based, but they make
no. Harry Winston. Because this is exactly what it is. Harry Winston. When we look at Max's, what was his the line that he made for Harry Winston?
The Opus. Line.
The Opus collection. Yeah. Yes. This is the Harry Winston Opus collection. Yeah. Do you remember Noble, the British car company?
Yes, I do remember.
They're apparently still around, still making cars.
Oh, really?
I didn't know, but apparently they are. Right.
Well, then,
I'm running out of steam here.
Longines. No, that's too low for.
No, by the way, Buick is Longines. I started that one because we said we'd come back to it. Buick is Longines. It's been around forever.
Is Maurice Lacroix.
Nah, it has to be better than that. And also Caterham, we haven't thought of. So we have two companies left, and three. We start Infinity, Caterham, and we have Noble.
Hermes and Gucci.
Hermes it could be very much noble. Hermes is very noble-y vibe. I give that because they're doing these, the H08 and everything. Now we're just nitpicking here. Caterham, we still need something for Caterham. These are the ones that you said you could build yourself, but then apparently that was disallowed at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
So after the 90s,
you cannot get any.
You couldn't build them yourself. You had to buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cobalt is
but
also
they did
a US
start.
brand. Cobalt. I just remembered that. RGM watches is US. Oh.
Remember, is RGM the one that had I sent you that Volkswagen? That was BRM. Remember this one?
No, I mean, we are getting into very abstruse territory. So
we're talking about, and Caterham is not that obscure of a car either. They still have racing series. They do a bunch of stuff. They're super accessible. What is something that is accessible, but also this is Doxa. That is Doxa. It's accessible, it's cheap, but it also has a boatload of heritage.
An American one.
Shinola, yeah, but they're all basically quartz beaters. Okay, Caterham, I'm going to go with Doxa. And then we're left with one, which is Infinity. What is Infinity?
Infinity, I would say we have to go something a bit more upmarket, but
so it needs to be Grand Seiko. Which, by the way,
is it an IWC or is this too much for IWC?
No, that's too much. That's IWC deserves more. Which we never used them, and I'm kind of upset. We never used Vaucheron, we never used AP, and
I know that's so true.
But for Infinity, we need something that is upmarket. So remember, it's Toyota we said was Grand Seiko. So then what is, because Infinity is the closest to Lexus. Or sorry, Lexus was Grand Seiko. So what would be something similar to Grand Seiko? What do people cross shop with Grand Seiko?
Tough ones. There are a few. Should we say Vulcane? No, Vulcane is not a cool
Vulcane
brand.
Is not quite there. It needs to be
I think
slightly more expensive. I'm sure we're missing a bunch of watch brands. Sure, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We write down the cars and we forget the watches. No.
Arnold and Son.
No way.
Arnold and Son. That's quite cool. They're in the same range.
But Infinities are a dime a dozen. There are a million out there. So I'm going to...
Credo.
No, I was going to say, I'm so sad we never used Credo, but...
King Seiko.
Unfortunately.
King Seiko also good, but not...
Okay. I said Infinity was less...
Yes.
One step below Lexus. Okay, boom, done. King Seiko. And I'm sad we didn't have a Credor. If the Lexus LFA was by itself, then that would be the Credor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for bearing with us. That was insanely long, now I'm exhausted.
My brain is also mashed potato now.
Fried. So, There's too many car companies. And I'm sure we missed a bunch. I honestly believe we missed a whole bunch.
I'm sure we did, but hey.
And I'm sure we missed a bunch of watches as well. But
and this Bob.
Anyway.
I think we have to cut this 2 episodes so that our viewers will not die.
No, we're doing it all in 1 hour and 45. All right. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.